Good morning, everybody. Shift your mindset here with a new episode. The governing body is perfecting their control. Recognize the patterns. Everything in life, you can see a pattern. If there's something going on with somebody, there's a pattern. Somebody does the same thing over and over again, and eventually it's not a single isolated moment, but it's a pattern. Maybe someone is lying to you. They have a pattern of lying to you. They use the same tactics over and over again. They don't think you're onto it, but when you are recognizing the patterns, you become awake in the sense that you see through the things that are happening. In the world, there's a pattern about perfecting the control of the governments. They are doing things that seems in your best interest, but if you research them, if you use your critical thinking, if you listen to your feelings, you know something is not right. In Europe, they want to digitalize the euro. Why they are doing that? Not because it's more convenient for you, but it's about control. What are you spending? Where you are spending it on, and they control people. The pandemic was one of the things about control. See how many people were listening. Eventually, years later, things get out. The pandemic wasn't necessary in this way. You don't have to be isolated. You don't have to be isolated people. You don't need to get the vaccine because you can still transmit it to other people, etc., etc., etc. And for me, and for a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses, at that time, in 2020, around that time, after that, it was clear that the governing body was not taking a stance against the government. They were complying completely with the worldly governments. That was for me a shock. Even the Catholic Church and other devoted members of a church in the Netherlands were gathering together till about 100 people, even when it was not recommended by the government. Jehovah's Witnesses cancelled every meeting, went digital. And of course, they promoted that you come to the congregation in person now. But the basis, the foundation is laid of total control through digitalization. You see it, the Awake is gone, the Watchtower is gone in printed versions. They are completely relying on their studios. They need money for Ramapo, for other projects, all digital things. And it seems that they're doing that to reach more people. It seems that they're doing it for the convenience of you and me. But if you see and recognize the pattern, then you can see through everything. Why? Because this is more surveillance. Your jw.org account, where they see where you spend your money on, how much you donate digitally. Less autonomy for the Jehovah's Witnesses becomes stronger unity. That's the game of the governing body. Spiritual protection, that's what the surveillance of the governing body becomes. They say it's spiritual protection from the rest. Control is now the pattern of Jehovah's guidance. The more they control you, the more they emphasize that it is Jehovah's guidance. And even the ones who are in for a long time are adjusting slowly to this new sense of control of the governing body. But it's a pattern and you can see through it. So wake up and start seeing what they are about, what their mission is, what they want to achieve. And they want to achieve it in the same timeline as the governments around you are doing. Some say Agenda 2030. I don't know if they can manage it before 2030, honestly, because a lot of people are waking up. Also for the government, they want control of the food chain. They want control of your financial chain. They want to control what are you doing in your private time. And the governing body, Watchtower, is no different from the governments around us. If you look closely, they have the pattern now for more control, and they are perfecting that control in rapid time. It's just not an isolated community, the Jehovah's Witnesses, but they are proudly isolated now. So the walls are shields, but we know that it's a golden cage. So some people say to me, yeah, but they are more lenient now to little things. Yes, they are more lenient to little things like beards, like toasting, etc. But it gives you a false sense of freedom because they take a big step of you. They take away your identity, they take away your self-worth, they take away that you can decide things on your own. And sometimes they give you a little thing back. Like in Rome, they gave food while they had gladiator games. It was for the poor people, they had entertainment, they had some food, and people forgot about their miseries quickly. So if you do a little thing for them, you have their votes again. So it's a tug of war between tension release and pulling the ropes together. So watch out the next oncoming years. Luckily, droves of people are getting out of this religion at the moment, but they are selling kingdom halls. They are not reliant anymore on physical property. They have investment companies where their money is in, digital. It's not in bricks, it's not in mortar anymore. They can rely on other things. They're selling kingdom halls. They can just switch in a moment to a digital congregation. Isolation, it's for your own benefit, like COVID. How many people were miserable, including me, when I was alone during COVID and I was leaving the Jehovah's Witnesses. But they had total control over everybody. They got food parcels during COVID. And they say they came from the governing body while they are distributed by the government of the United States. So, if you listen closely, if you see through the illusion of the Watchtower, you see that they are conforming themselves just as many governments around us. Your autonomy, they will take it. Your freedom of choice, they're taking it. Because they use weasel words nowadays more than ever. The governing body has decided. It's Jehovah's guidance. All those words, spiritual protection, Even if it doesn't make sense, just follow what we are saying. That kind of words, those sentences are preparing everybody to repeat, and blindly follow what they are saying. Elders are instructed to repeat all those things, to emphasize those things. Jehovah's guidance, Jehovah's chariot is moving. It's Jehovah who's guiding us. We have to stay united. Even in isolation, people are devoted to Jehovah's Witnesses, to the governing body, to Watchtower, to whatever they say. And as soon as you recognize that pattern, that they are just perfecting their control, they give something, but they take more. So 1 step forward, 2 steps back for your freedom. But the control is we give a little, we get more back. We keep the numbers, we keep the people in, we can control those people. Because we repeat in every broadcast, the governing body decided. The governing body is Jehovah's mouthpiece on earth. See and listen how little they talk about Jesus as the head of the congregation, about Jesus as the most important person that there is. It's all about the governing body. They started this already in 2014 with the broadcast, with all those videos online, that you have to be devoted to Jehovah, that you have to listen to the governing body, and then everything will be all right. So it's about patterns. It's not about one isolated incident. They are professionals in perfecting that control. Elders are being taught to repeat everything and to emphasize those words. Jehovah's loving arrangement, Jehovah's guidance. We make decisions in your benefit. Just trust us. And we see it around us. Governments are lying to us. They do things on purpose. They create situations on purpose just to see how much control they can have over you. A blackout in a certain area for 2 days. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. It's about how people react to it, what people are doing, that they are dependent on the government. If the lights go on, that they, oh yeah, lights, thank you, oh, and then they have control again. So the government is controlling everything, food, water, electricity, that kind of stuff, petrol. The governing body is on a spiritual level controlling you completely. So Jehovah's Witnesses are people who are following the law, they follow the government and they follow the governing body. So 100% control. So in my opinion, the governing body is just doing what the governments are doing. They're complying with it, they are in it, they are best friends. The world is not the enemy of the governing body. The worldly governments is not the enemy of the governing body. Yes, there are also things in the government that they take upon each other, like the abuse cases. That's things where some people have to be sentenced for. They are getting out of the way, just like in the government that people have to step down and stuff like that. But the thing keeps on going on. And it's a snare and a racket. Also, they have total control over a group of people. And they let the governing body do that in their interest, because they are complying to the government rules. So people, watch out, keep your eye open, because the governing body is more than ever perfecting their control. But if you see the patterns of the governing body, that they are doing the same things as the worldly governments, selling properties, getting into investment companies, digitalizing the videos, everything you see, it's on the tablet. There's no awake printing anymore. It's not about that. It's just about how can we get the most control out of people. And they do it to know as much as possible of what they're doing. So they keep records, they keep everything on tap to just be able to control you. So watch out for the patterns. They don't want you to give cash money anymore. They more prefer it that you make a bank transfer. All those things is inside for the governing body and has to do with control. So keep your eye out, keep your head up, stay focused, start your critical thinking, see the patterns and then act on it. Because that organization doesn't have the best interest in you as a person. It's just that they want you to give away their power to you. Just like every government around us. So watch out, people. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful Sunday. And we see each other on the next episode.